We are still in the month of January, and these drivers are already back. So nice we did it twice. We're here at the new Smyrna Speedway because it is a great racetrack. And we're leading right up to tomorrow night's Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. We got one more event to go until the big moment. It is the BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Once again, had a great race last week with Anthony Hernandez getting the win late in the new Smyrna 200. This week it's the Samsula 200, and we're here for the second race of the 2025 BodyArmor LYTE Series East. Hello everybody, this is AG here, and welcome once again to the new Smyrna Speedway. We had the HERS Sprint Series last night. We've got the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest tomorrow. That's the big one everyone's waiting for. But tonight, we got ourselves the BodyArmor LYTE Series once again, and this is the second race of the season for these LYTE Series drivers in the East Series. We were here last week in a great race between Anthony Hernandez and Kyle Craven for the race win. And Hernandez got Craven late in the going to get the win and get the points lead coming into this second race of the season here in the East Series. But we got a guy starting on the pole who wants some vengeance from last week. He got spun around on that race a week ago. He would love to go to victory lane. That's Alexander Rose starting on the pole for this race. Got a special broadcast for you tonight. We're recording this right after we did the Top Dragster Open Draft, so we're all still in the voice call. And I'm going to step aside and let these gentlemen call the race. Got Andrew Miller, Nathan Stapleton, and Caleb Rose to call this one for you here tonight. And Andrew, I'm going to start off with you. You were in the booth last week for that new Smyrna 200. Anthony Hernandez had a really fast car in that 73 machine. What does he need to do here tonight to get back-to-back wins here at the new Smyrna Speedway?
Well, I think from what we saw in that first race last week, it's going to really come down to just trying to keep it clean and keep the tires under you. I think what ended up being Kyle Craven's undoing was he started getting squirrely. He started sliding up the track a little bit. I think he was pushing just that slight bit too hard, trying to maintain a big lead there, and that ended up costing him. Still finished second, of course, which was great, but he wanted that win. So I think for anyone that's trying to make their way forward, trying to actually, less is more in that case, I think is kind of the way that I were to word it. But of course, at a track like this, that's easier said than done. The temptation to just try to really send it through there, and the track being a little slick, and just how aggressive these guys can be. It's just going to be a matter of patience, but if these guys are actually going to be able to heed that, well, we're just going to have to find out.
And Nathan, you did the Sprint Series race last night, even though you actually haven't recorded it yet. But a lot of those drivers in that race are in this one here tonight, including Campbell March, Logan Williams, Corey Case. They were all in last night's race in the Sprint Series. Do you think they have a bit of an advantage over the guys who do not have that Sprint Series start from last night here tonight in the Samsula 200?
I 100% agree that track time, especially here at one of the more trickier short tracks of New Smyrna, definitely matters a ton. Doesn't matter if you're new to the channel or not. This is a tricky race track, and like some of those guys that were in the Sprint Series race last night, like Alexander Rowe, Andrew Williams, they have some more track time on top of winning last week for race one of the series. And I feel like they could have a slight edge over some of these drivers that did not compete last night in the Smyrna Series. But this track is wild, and we are in for a fun one.
And Caleb, great to have you back as well. You were in the booth for the first race of the season, and we've got ourselves a Pro Series driver in this race in Matt Tuck. And last week we saw Justin Zidell, Nicholas Sambidio both finish top 5. Do you think Matt Tuck might have a shot at getting top 5 or even the win here tonight in the Samsula 200?
I think he definitely could. Matt Tuck's definitely a very strong driver there, but he's definitely got a lot of ground to make up there in that 54. But New Smyrna, you know how it is. Very great racetrack here. A lot of great racing, and going kind of back to what Andrew said, this is a very slippery racetrack. So if you want to try to make it up towards the front here, you want to try to manage your car well. It's really easy to overdrive your car here. Want to try to keep it planted on the bottom of the racetrack as best as you can. That's where a lot of our fast cars are going to come from. Those cars that we can see just keep their cars on the bottom of the racetrack and kind of just move their way towards the front. And I think you're going to want to try to make your way towards the front as early as you can, because this race can kind of really spread out the further we go on.
And And we saw that happen last week as well with these drivers. Kyle Craven actually had a second lead, but he lost it to Anthony Hernandez late in the going. And with that, you see the point standings there. Of course, top 10 finishers in each of these LYTE Series races receive championship points, and Anthony Hernandez got the win last week in the new Smyrna 200. He's got 3 points on Kyle Craven coming into this race. Justin Zeidel got 8 points, but of course he's a Pro Series driver, so he's only going to have one more start throughout the rest of the season, and he's not in contention for the championship. Ibi Ruiz is 5 points behind, and then Ryosei Fujimoto is the next driver in line in the LYTE Series East, 7 points behind for them. Alexander Rowe, as we mentioned, starts on the pole alongside Corey Case in the number 8, Andrew Williams alongside Campbell Marsh. And then last week's winner, Anthony Hernandez to the inside of Joshua Neely. Got Jared Martin and Aaron Abel, and then Reggie Fogelman and the 04 machine of Chris Reynolds round out the top 10 starting positions here tonight. And you see the 54 there of Matt Tuck starting in the back, the Pro Series driver, the only Pro Series driver in this race here tonight. Watch out for him. And the Team Velocistar car, even though it's not officially a Team Velocistar car because he is just driving for himself in the Pro Series. Kind of an odd way we're doing it over there. He's going to have a good shot, I feel like, tonight, starting on that inside lane here at the new Smyrna Speedway. We're going to go ahead, lead it off to Andrew. Andrew, Caleb, and Nathan will have the call for the race for you here tonight, so I hope you folks enjoy it. Let's go ahead and get the Samsula 200 started here from the new Smyrna Speedway.
Thank you, Alex. Looking forward to this one. Great to be calling this one. Of course, a little bit rusty on this front, but we'll certainly do our best here. But in tradition, Nathan, who's your pick to win this thing?
Well, I like a Dodge here tonight. I'm going to go with the driver starting 4th on the grid, number 6 of Campbell Marsh. I think that's a good spot that you want to be, and I'm liking that camo color to get the win.
Right on. Caleb, who you got? He doesn't want to jinx anybody, so I think we'll leave it at that. But the 40 and the 8 leading up to the green flag here. We're underway once again from New Smyrna. Back to be up here once again, and the 40 Alexander Rowe sliding up. Oh my gosh, already we got a spinner.
Oh,
99.
Oh, boy.
You hit.
Oh, and Tuck's got damage from that.
Golly, that didn't take long. Alexander Rowe's going to lead into a very, very quick caution, and just like that, Andrew Williams from 3rd starting position to a tore-up rear end. And that's going to be damage for Matt Tuck and someone else that got into him. Didn't quite get who that was, but the front end, it was a white car. Got pretty crunched up.
Green car. One of my cars, I think, got torn up in that one. And yes,
was it? Oh, yeah.
Unfortunately, on April. Not on April. Jared Martin.
Yeah, it's Jared Martin. Oh, boy. Well, we didn't see quite as much carnage in the first running here at New Smyrna. And already lap 1, it didn't take much. Alexander Rowe, though, just about took the nose off of Corey Case there. And, but yeah, we'll just have to see what transpired to cause such a quick spin. And already a few guys are going to be struggling for speed out here, even on a short track like this. So we got Alexander Rowe from the pole after a lap. Very chaotic first lap there. Let's see what happens. Well, lap 1, turns 1 and 2, and the 73 kind of trying to fill a gap there that maybe this early on, maybe a little early to do that. The 99 was sliding up there. And as a result, that is going to be a spin, and bang, right there from the 98. That's going to be some hood damage. Don't know if that's going to hinder him or not. Little swipe there for the 64, and then an even harder hitch on the 54 of Matt Tuck. Of course, yeah, his ones. The one guy from the main who's running this thing is already in a heap of trouble. Pretty much early on in the going here. But the 99, though, probably going to be in the worst shape of them all. Tough break for Andrew Williams. From 3rd place starting position to at the back with a very tore rear end. We'll see how that may affect them here throughout the night.
Lap 1, turn 2, and the clean lead of New Smyrna's race already. Last week's winner, turns Aaron Williams. Nowhere to go for the 98, the 64, and 54. Tough boy for everyone involved for just on lap number 1 and not even getting out of third gear and into fourth. And fairly tough break here for the start of the second race of this new Smyrna double here to start off the East Series season. But it was the number 40 of Alexander Rowe who won the pole, who won the race back to the line, and will lead us to the green on this upcoming restart.
And we'll see what's going to happen on this restart here. I mean, if we got already one caution here on the first couple corners, oh boy, who knows what lies ahead. I got to also send a quick shout out to that number 6 car. I love seeing the Metallica Black Album snake on there. Just had to mention that. But it is the 40 of Alexander Rowe. Is he going to be able to hold on to this thing? Looks like it may be a tall task, but hey, you never know. Short track racing. Let's see what happens. And back here from New Smyrna, Alexander Rowe, Corey Case here in the top two. Cameron Marsh, Nathan's pick there, going to be restarting in third place. And then you got the 00 there, Joshua Neely. And the top 5 going to be rounded out by 97, Aaron Abel. And then yeah, you got to the that is the 98. That's going to be. We'll see how they're going to be as far as speed goes. There's a lot of damage on those cars, but with it being a short track, who knows? Don't know if they're going to be maybe struggling out there, or if the short track may equal them out. But back underway and a pretty even restart here for just about everybody up here in the front. Alexander Rowe sliding up once again. Jeez, and they are really nice. It looks like they're already being way more aggressive than they were the first time around here. But Corey Case looking to maybe try to get underneath the 40 and is going to look to do so. Motorola versus Mopar here. And that's going to be the preferred lane there for Corey Case. And looking to take the 6 with him.
This is the new Smyrna that we all know and love. Crazy action all over the place. Side by side for the second place spot. 2 Dodgers and both of Bradley Wink's cars bound for second. And that number 6 machine and Marsh might go for the race to lead. 97's moving his way up, and it looks like you might be onto something, Andrew. I don't think the damage is really going to affect the 98 a lot. I'm not sure about the 99, but the 98 looks like it's in good shape. And the 1104 might not be in good shape for much longer. About to get stumped off turn 2.
Chris Reynolds there just about did the same thing there that we saw in that first caution, but yeah, there's your pick, Gamble Marsh, who almost gets the same treatment. My goodness, yeah, it's like these guys notched it up a gear from the first run in here. But Alexander Rowe looking to take it back. That's a veteran right there. They can try to take the lead, checking through the field. Oh, sliding up again. Man, that 40 does not seem like he's very stable. And 98 is getting pinballed all over the place here.
Goodness gracious, another lap, another save by the 98 of Jaron Martin. Great driving by him so far this race. Even with the damage he's got, it still looks like he's got a fast race car. And this battle for the lead, I'll tell you what, right now, it's the 40 of Alexander Rowe's going to hold on to it. But he's got a lot of 100 cars behind him. You got the 8 of Corey Case, the 6 of... Case nearly gets spun there by the 97 of Abel, but he's going to hang on. Man, these guys are going absolutely crazy so far here tonight.
I think we're going to see another spin or two before this race is out. It's only 50 laps. We're already 14 laps in, but we've seen a lot of stuff. And there's a guy that's looking for redemption, and that was Kyle Craven in the 1. He's working his way forward, driving, of course, for MAL Racing and Michael Lewis's team. And then the 73, who, if I recall correctly, was on a pretty decent pace as well. And that Alienware machine, that is Anthony Hernandez. Checking back up front, still Alexander Rowe, with a great run going on here for Railfan Motorsports. And yeah, that 98 really is still looking pretty sporty, maybe a little bit off the pace, and that's what's kind of put him in some awkward predicaments. But all in all, he's still holding on to it. He gets back by Chris Reynolds, who nearly took him out just a little bit ago. And this 88, that's a driver that I know Alex is glad to see out here. That is Josh Marzak, driving for Sam Adio's team, and looking to take third place here.
Might have a good shot at taking second place as well. Marzak is on a heater at the moment. Now that we are in a long 1 here in this one. Would like to mention that it is Bradley Wing's Team 1-2, and this is something that I'm liking to call the stable jinx. That is 50-50. Sometimes if I pick you, you win. Sometimes you clash out. But so far it's looking pretty good for Motion at number 6 machine. But here comes the number 88 approach, Marzak to the inside. That was second, possibly here almost halfway through, and I'm telling you right now, Andrew, that 40 of Alexander Rowe might be the card to beat here tonight.
He's looking pretty steady at the moment, but he has not been pulling away quite like we saw last week when Kyle Craven was really pulling away. And as I was alluding to earlier, just you got to keep those tires under you, and it looks like these guys are having a really, really tough time of doing that. Especially the 40, he's been running a lane higher this whole time, and I think that's what's keeping these guys within striking distance, and it's not going to take much before one of these guys ducks the nose underneath. Speaking of getting underneath, there's the 73 going by the 98. Number 8 of Corey Case trying to make up some ground after falling back just a little ways. And when it's kind of settled down a bit, well, right as I say that, 3 wide almost for the lead. Alexander Rowe just about slid up there and cost himself and a few other guys.
That was close there, and now we got a battle for the lead between the Railfan Motorsports teammates. You were talking about Kyle Craven earlier. How about this? Well, that one car is on rails right now. He's made his way up to 4th, and he's trying to hunt down our race leaders. And they got Josh Marzak there in the 88 as well, looking for his first win in the season. And these guys are going absolutely at it. The 40 kind of ran a little bit wide there. The 6 right on his back bumper. He's got a gap there to the inside. He's going to take it.
Going to get to the inside and into the preferred lane. That's what I was saying. The 40s just can't keep it down. And neither is the 6, it seems. Also, Caleb, I will admit that was a good pun, even if you didn't mean to say it, with the one being on rails, even though we got Railfan Motorsports 1-2. I had to say it. There's another, there's Nathan, there's your car coming up to 4th place here. Aaron Abel. But, golly, it's like I said, just a lot more sliding, and these tires are going to start to wear down, but Alexander Rowe's going to drop back to 3rd, and Marzak's going to try to go after this race lead here. We were past halfway, as you were saying, but man, they just keep getting way too close to that quarter panel for comfort for me. It's just a matter of time. I think we're going to see perhaps some oopsie daisy. Kind of like that.
Oh my goodness, Marshall got dumped off the turn number 4, and ultimately that's going to hurt Marzak, as he's going to go from potentially being in the race lead to falling back to the 3rd position. And here comes the 2 drivers that dominated last week. The number 1 of Kyle Craven and Anthony Hernandez, both inside the top 6 up front, is still the Railfan Motorsports duo 1-2. And now it's going to go from Rowe to the 6 of Mosh back to Alexander Rowe. But here comes Marzak trying to maybe do it a little bit more cleanly this time for the race lead.
Yeah, he's going to maybe reconsider a little bit there. And I just want to also correct myself. Anthony Hernandez, won that race last week. So, and yeah, ignore whatever I was talking about earlier. As checking on through the field there. No one's really off the pace despite all the damage that we were seeing there, although that's how great that he's not been able to recover. He's also back there with the 64. Dylan Matthews looks like may have had an issue at some point or another. These two are just on an island by themselves, 8 seconds back of the nearest competitor.
Might become a lap car here for both of them.
Yeah, and that's going to be interesting because those two are relatively up to speed, so if they do get caught, they're not going to be quite as easy to pass as Marzak. Speaking of passing, he's going to look to try to get by this 40, and I would say it's going to be a little cleaner of an effort this time. He's to the inside.
Oh yeah, they're catching these 2 cars ahead, and they're racing each other very hard, so we'll have to see how this goes. But Josh Marzak looking to take the race lead away, looking to try and take it away with a little bit of a cleaner method, and it looks like it's going to work out for him. Marzak clears for the race lead, and now the 2 Railfan Motorsports cars are going to be battling for 2nd. The 6 slides up just a little bit. They're going to keep it off of each other, though, but Here we go. This is definitely going to be really interesting to see how these guys will navigate through these lapped cars, especially considering they're not too far off the pace, and also considering that they're both being really racy with each other.
Everyone's been awfully racy with each other here tonight, and it's been awesome to see. You know, if Josh Marzak wins this race, that's going to be a bit of a fan favorite. But, yeah, he's got his work cut out for him. These two Railfan cars have been awfully quick, and Kyle Craven was starting to close in there, as is the 73. Man, those two really got this track figured out in the long run. And now here we are in the midst of lap traffic. They're going to get by Matt Tuck there. And now they got Dylan Matthews right in front of them with only 12 laps to go. And yeah, these guys are going to want to try to make quick work so that they don't have to worry about him as much and try to race amongst themselves. Although Alexander Rowe trying to get back up into the second position. He's got to get clear here pretty quickly, because now he's got a lap car between himself and the leader of Marzak, who is pulling away a little bit.
A tough break for Matt Tuck here tonight, along with Dylan Matthews. I think those were two of the cars that were involved in that lap 1 melee. A aggressive move from the number 6 of Marsh from top to bottom. And now here comes the two squads that competed last week for the race win on the long one. Might compete for another win here this week. Top 5 under a blanket with only 9 laps to go here in the second race of the New Smyrna Double.
Yeah, this has been a phenomenal race. I was saying, like, yeah, we're not done with spins. These guys have proven me wrong despite some near misses. But now it is a 7/10 of a second lead for Marzak. But he's got to be careful here because he does not want to fall into the same pattern that Craven did last week. Again, all credit to Craven, getting as many laps led as he did and finishing second, but at the end of the day, yeah, he just ended up overcooking it. And speaking of overcooking it, 0.3 of a second gain there by the 40 on the 88. It's just so easy to overdrive this track and slide up, and the 40 was doing it earlier. I think the 88's kind of finding that now. And yeah, he's going to be looking in his mirror a little bit going, uh-oh. I don't like the look of that because this 40 is fast.
40's doing a good job right now with hooking that bottom lane. Marzak going to slide up again there a little bit through 3 and 4, and Rowe is there. He's on the back bumper. Here comes the 73 Hernandez looking to get to the inside of the 1 of Kyle Craven. Looking to take the 4th spot away, but Rowe, he is right there. If the 88 slips up one more time, he might just be there. He goes a little bit wide there through 3 and 4. Does the 40 try and dive it into the corner? No, he doesn't. But the 88 slips up a little bit. This might give him the opportunity he needs. He's going to try to get down to the inside. But the 88's going to come down and block him, but he misses the corner, and here comes Rowe for the lead with 3 laps to go.
Rowe is giving him a lot of slack here, but I guess he knows, like, he's just taking his time with it, and it's going to end up paying off for him. He is going to get clear into turn 3, and the pole center has taken the lead once again. Marzak way up the track. 2 laps to go here. Does Marzak have anything left for the number 40? The 6 is waiting in the wings if these guys do tussle. Coming into turn number 3, it is the white flag. Oh, and 40's up.
Here we go.
Oh, we got Marzak.
White flag.
He's gonna send it.
Good job. Here comes the 6.
Oh my gosh, he got clear. Josh Marzak. Can he hold it? Gonna do it and winning at New Smyrna.
Wow!
What a finish.
That was an absolute textbook slide job right there. Wow!
And he almost gave it up. He almost slid up again. Kind of the same way that Rowe did and nearly gave it back. But by half a car length, 0.08 of a second, the 88s. That's going to be a fan favorite right there. Josh Marzak coming back to the channel after a long time away, and he's back to some full-time racing, and just like that, a winner once again.
That is Josh Marzak's first win on the channel in nearly 6 years. His last win was the 2019 Daytona 500. And funny enough, the 2020 Daytona 500 was won by Alexander Rowe.
Go
How about
figure.
78? 78, that's a pretty solid number. That'll probably make the closest finishes of the year. Josh Marzak gets the win here in the Samsula 200. That was a great race. And that is what I'm hoping to see a lot of tomorrow in the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. Wow, Josh Marzak gets it done ahead of Alexander O'Campbell. Mars, you got to give all three of them credit. They were very aggressive, but they did not wreck each other. And Alexander was happy about that because he got spun last week. Didn't get any points from that race. He's still going to get a second place finish here tonight. But how about the two guys who were 1-2 last week? Kyle Craven and Anthony Hernandez, both top 5 in this race. And I think Hernandez will remain the points leader going into our next race, which is actually going to be the combination race, I do believe, with the West Series at Circuit of the Americas. I'm pretty sure that I'm right about that. Aaron Abel, Bieber Ruiz, Corey Case, Reggie Fogelman, and Chris Reynolds all received championship points here today. Andrew Williams again with he finished last week and got spun around on the first lap this week. Not at all the way he wanted to start his season, that is for sure. But definitely a tough break for some of these guys, especially Matt Tuck, Pro Series driver. Blowing a header, he got caught up in that wreck, got damage from it, and never recovered, unfortunately. But, hey, he had no points to really gain in this, so we'll definitely see him back at Daytona in the Pro Series, and I think he'll be a competitor there. But, wow. Thoughts on this one, guys, and what are you looking forward to in tomorrow night's Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest?
Well, I would say we had the tale of the two races here. Last week's was, I would debatingly say a little more strung out, maybe a bit cleaner. But this one, yeah, they were just way more competitive, way more on top of each other here, and that's what led for so many close calls, and of course that first spin in yellow. But I don't know. With it being the Smooth Fest, I think that we're probably going to see a little more of what we saw tonight versus what we saw last week, and hopefully. Hopefully there won't be too many tempers, because I have a funny feeling with just how many close calls there were. A few guys will probably look at some other drivers going, "What was that, man?" We'll see. We'll see how that'll open up the season for the Cup Series. But I'm excited. That's going to be something to behold. If anything, that tonight showed us is going to indicate that sentence made no sense, but you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, New Smyrna. It's a tale of two sides, like you said, between last week and this week, but when this track cooks, oh boy, does it cook. That was a fantastic race, a fantastic finish. A credit to my pit of Campbell Mosh was up front, always long, almost stole it when there was that slide job in turn 1 and 2. Not every day you get a slide job, not every track you get to see slide jobs, but that's just the nature of New Smyrna, and I'm very much looking forward to the Smooth Fest tomorrow night with my drivers over there at NS Racing. But thanks for having me up here in the booth. A lot of fun, Alex, and a great night for Marzak, and a great New Smyrna double for 4th and 5th place.
Absolute cinnamon. Nothing much else I can really say about that. What a win from Josh Marzak. Great to have him back in victory lane. I know that's definitely going to be a very popular win. But, oh boy, this makes me even more excited for the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest. I mean, I was already excited. Now I'm even...
He's so excited that his connection broke.
Yeah, like Nathan said, when this track cooks, it absolutely delivers. Oh, man. Yeah, goodness gracious, we'll have to see if we can get that hammered out, especially before the IndyCar Series starts. Cause,
hey, next week.
But,
next week, this time next week, we're going to be at Auto Club Speedway for the California 100. So I'm sorry to interrupt you on that one, but hey, I definitely got to push that. We are looking forward to that. But hey, Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest tomorrow night, right here on AG the channel. Oh boy, everyone's been looking forward to this one. Only the 36 full-time drivers. I think with who we have in the booth, it's going to be a great booth. That's all I'm going to say. I think a couple of you know who it's going to be. A couple of you behind the scenes know it's going to be, but you'll find that out tomorrow. Well, hey, thank you so much for calling this race. Check out the Top Dragster Open when it premieres Friday, February 14th, right here on AG the channel. That's going to be a lot of fun. check out the Sprint Series every week, which Nathan will be doing. California's the next race. We already had signs for that last night, and we had the Sprint Series race last night as well. And of course, the Haas IndyCar Series premieres next Thursday from Auto Club Speedway. Rest in peace, Auto Club Speedway, by the way. But we're going there to open up both the IndyCar Series and the points-paying season in the Wall Cup Series next week, so that'll be a lot of fun there. And for those of you who still have one more series as well, the West Series premieres on Tuesday night with the LA Strong 250 from the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum. That'll definitely be a fun race there. We've never done a race there at the Memorial Coliseum, but it'll be a good one to start off the West Series next Tuesday night. Thank you guys so much for watching. Huge thanks to Andrew Miller, Nathan Stapleton, and Caleb Rose for all they do here on the channel, and a huge congratulations to Josh Marzak on his first win in nearly 6 years on the channel. He gets the job done here tonight in the Samsula 200 New Smyrna. Next race in the LYTE Series East is the combination race. The Austin Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas with the West Series is going to be the third race. And that'll be the first race of the BodyArmor LYTE Showdown. There'll be a little championship battle going on there between all 32, I should say, LYTE Series drivers, East and West. It's going to be a lot of fun seeing everybody combine there on that road course in about a month's time. Thank you so much for watching once again. We'll see you guys tomorrow night for the Mellow Yellow Smooth Fest at 8 p.m. Eastern Time right here on AG the channel. And congratulations to Josh Marzak once again. Here are the points for the LYTE Series East after 2 races, and I will see you guys later.